Hello, my curious souls. Welcome in or welcome back to Wandering Soul Tarot, where we harness our magic through tarot and oracle cards for spiritual growth and self-discovery. My name is Amanda, and today we have a new and interesting format that I was called to experiment with, which I'm calling Tarot Mediumship readings. This tarot reading today is going to be about connecting with passed on loved ones. I have never done this before, so you can let me know in the comments if this is something that you enjoy and you would like to see more of in the future. My hope is that I can use tarot to offer you meaningful confirmation, clarity, and or guidance. Please understand that I do not offer these as personal readings, and know that these messages will be general, so not everything will resonate with everyone. If they do, I would love to hear about it in the comment section to see how the messages and symbols land with you. And if these readings are not resonating, please be kind about leaving it for who it is meant for. So what we're going to do is do 3 to 4 tarot readings back to back. They are going to be 10 to 15 minutes in length. You can watch the entire video to see if any of the readings or any of the messages in the readings resonate, or you can skip around by using the timestamps in the description. But before we get into it, I would like to do a little ceremony to honor our passed on loved ones and to clear the space for all benevolent beings of love and light to come forth and be with us today to offer their knowledge, wisdom, and guidance to those who are viewing. So ancestors, thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and support, guidance and protection. Guide me to the strongest messages for the highest good of all, and allow me to be clear and concise in my delivery. Thank you so much. So mote it be. Now let's take some deep breaths to settle in and take a moment to think about the loved ones you would like to connect with today. And when you are ready, we can get into the reading. So, first ancestor, I am asking you to come forward today. Okay, they're saying not this deck, okay? First ancestor, please come forward. No pushing. We're going to pull 3 cards to get an idea of who this first ancestor is. Who are you? Who are you? I'm getting really hot back and really hot ears. That could be relevant for somebody. I'm almost getting Hawaii or somewhere really hot. They like to sit in the sun, possibly. I'm seeing really red skin, so they may have spent so much time in the sun that they got sunburned a lot, and it didn't bother them for some reason. I'm just seeing a glistening red skin and just a lot of heat. So they may have lived somewhere warm as well. They may have enjoyed vacationing in places that were warm. I'm hearing snowbirds as well. So if they lived in the colder part of an area for a certain time of year, and then they went to a warmer part of the area, so they didn't have to deal with the cold of where they lived in the winter. So that's kind of interesting. Let me know if that resonates. Now, the person that's coming through, I feel they had a lot of ideas, but they weren't able to really initiate on them. They were an ideas person. They had a big vision, but they may not have really succeeded in maybe the projects that they started, or they couldn't realize their fullest potential. Getting definitely somebody that you were maybe connected to, a husband, a wife, somebody that you have married. Now, they also could have died quite young as well. Maybe they passed on the job at work. Maybe you were married someplace warm, but somebody, whoever, I'm definitely getting a partnership here coming through. Possibly died young or younger than they had expected. Maybe younger than you had expected. I feel they were an independent worker of some kind. Or maybe took pride in doing things on their own and they didn't really ask for help. I'm seeing them very boisterous as well. So maybe they made friends really easily. They were quite loved, or they were surrounded by love during their passing. I have something's coming through that they were at the funeral, their own funeral. Something about small round cakes. Somebody tripped. Did somebody trip? I'm getting lumberjack for some reason. That could be a joke. They could possibly have liked the movie Beetlejuice. Somebody said they loved the flowers. They love flowers. Tell them about the flowers. Tell them about the flowers is what I'm hearing. Did somebody have 3 bouquets at a wedding? Maybe they got more flowers than they asked for or they ordered. Okay. So why are you connecting with us today? Why are you connecting with us today? 2 more. Why are you connecting with us today? Thank you. They see you worried and stressed about them. There's lots of love coming through with the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. They don't want you to worry. They don't want you to feel like what happened was unfair. I don't know what that means. They want you to relieve the burdens, to not work so hard. They sense your loneliness. They understand that the nights are the quietest. Something about a mug or a water bottle or something. They see how hard you've worked, and they don't want you to do too much. They want you to relax a little bit. Take a breather. Why don't you, is what I hear. You could also be going through some legal issues right now. You possibly might be, I don't want to say fighting, but there's some tension among the family. Something's not going very well. Maybe your in-laws or your partner side of the family, there's some disharmony there. There could be some fights going on or some disagreements. There's definitely not a collaboration, no teamwork. And this could be stressing you a lot. You could feel really alone in your home as well. So there's an emptiness, a spaciousness I'm feeling in the home. Whatever fight you're fighting here, I do feel like there's some relief coming. So they are coming through to share this with you, that they are offering you their love, their support. They want you to not be so hard on yourself, to relieve some of the work, because this is heavy stuff that you're going through. So what specific message do you have to share with them today? 3 cards. What specific message do you have to share with them today? What specific message do you have to share with them today? Okay, everything's all good. With the sun on the bottom of the deck, they want you to know that everything is going to be okay, that things will get bright again. I feel this might even be a child, especially if it's somebody that you lost relatively young or before their time. Maybe they were 3 or 4 years old, but I'm getting this, and maybe that's the sun. The heat that I'm feeling is the sun energy of I'm dancing in the sun now. I am free. I am joyful. I am happy where I'm at. Definitely somebody that you have connected with in the earthly plane, because we've got the 2 of Cups. So I see that disconnection. I see that lack of assistance that you no longer have that connection to, but knowing that they're still around you. You might not be able to see them. You might be able to feel them, but they're kind of showing me memory books or picture books to refer to connect with them. So we have Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe you feel like there's some lost opportunity here. That they are saying it's okay, you haven't lost it yet, it's not time to come into your life yet. You don't have the energy to commit to it yet. And the Four of Swords in the reverse. Because you're resisting, interesting. I want to say resisting arrest, so there could be a joke there with somebody, but, and they're kind of tying that to this, resisting rest. You're resisting rest. Now, I feel like that's why they're coming through, is they are acknowledging maybe some of the hard work you've done and you're close to burnout, or you're moving in and out of burnout. And so they're really encouraging you to not continue to forge ahead when you maybe don't have the energy, but it's time to heal. It's time to take a break, take a time out, and possibly step into the things that connect you to your inner child, or connect you to some loving memory that you have of this person. They don't want you to be sad. They want you to shine bright. Eventually. I know that's not easy in the moment, but I feel like this is someone's confirmation. I feel like you maybe possibly lost them some time ago now, but they were young when they passed. And I feel there will be opportunity for rest. I feel after this stress has been relieved, whatever the stress is that you're worried about, maybe you're worried about losing your home because it's somehow tied to the in-laws. For most of you, I feel you'll be successful in that effort. But for some of you, you may have to let it go for your mental health. So I'm going to get a couple oracle cards for you to end your reading, which may act as more confirmation or final messages they would like to share. 2 oracle cards, please, for reading 1. 2 oracle card readings, or oracle card messages for reading 1. Thank you. Bottom of the deck, we have Great Teacher, learn from spiritual experience. My face is getting really hot right now. So again, that heat is coming through. Maybe they laughed a lot. They laughed so hard they cried. I feel like this person could have been a great teacher to you. I do feel that this person, white birds or white doves could be representative of this person. But I really feel a sense of relief and release with this as well. So I feel like you may be really feeling more peaceful about things, more hopeful. You may also be attending spiritual circles or connected in with a spiritual community. So you're learning something spiritually about yourself at this time. Or they could be somewhat of a great teacher. They may have been a teacher to you in a metaphorical sense. They may not have been a school teacher, but I felt that they taught you a lot of things about yourself while they were here. And maybe they still do. So, dream and journey. I feel like you're dreaming about a trip that maybe they're encouraging you to take. Drum circles are also very healing and very meditative, if you're interested in those. But hearing the drum is also like a pulse. So there could be something connected to the heart here, whether it is that person or whether one of you or both of you have had heart issues in the past. So there's a beat, there's a rhythm, and also an encouragement to go with the rhythm of things, to not resist, but to go with the flow a little bit. Go with the rhythm of life. And winter, take care of your needs. So again, that message of taking care of yourself is coming through once again. And I feel like this is kind of final confirmation for whoever I'm chatting with, that they're coming through to not only send you their love and light, but to also remind you to care for yourself and know that they are okay and that you don't have to worry about them anymore. It's time to take care of you now and find your light, find your joy, find your happiness again. So we're going to clear the board now and get into reading 2. Okay. So let's continue on with reading 2 now. I will do my best to get as detailed as I can, but feel free to watch out for symbols that stand out to you in each one of these cards. That may act as your confirmation, maybe outside of the messages that I'm sharing today. Feel free to reverse the energies as you see fit as well. So, asking reading 2 ancestor to come forward, please. Strongest, thank you. 2 more cards. I'm getting an image of a witch here. Mostly their shoes for some reason is coming through. That could be relevant for somebody. Okay. It's somebody that you didn't live with. Possibly somebody that you had a challenging relationship with while they were here on Earth. I feel like they're coming through. They want you to... There's some forgiveness being asked of you here. I don't know if it's in relation to the upset that you have experienced with them on Earth, but there is a forgiveness coming through. I don't know if that is for them or if that is to offer yourself forgiveness, possibly for not doing something. I have a feeling that maybe you wished you had done something differently or had a second chance. I'm hearing there's something about a second chance here. They may have been a nurse, first aid. Maybe they were an embalmer or somebody that worked at a funeral home. Maybe they, also too, I get they were absent from home a lot too. And they took a lot of risks. This person, I feel, is a risk taker. On the other end of the spectrum, they could have avoided risks at all costs. So they were very safe and stuck and stagnant. Maybe stuck in their ways. Not willing to get out of their comfort zone. They could have been a homebody. Or to the point where they were never home. So I'm seeing two sides of things. You can let me know which one is resonating more, but I'm getting 2 energies with this. I'm kind of leaning towards they took too much risk or they were never home because they were always out adventuring, doing something, going somewhere. And I'm almost hearing, I wish I had more time with you. So it's almost like they regret not being around more. And they're asking you for their forgiveness. Asking you to forgive them, sorry. There could be someone with blonde hair viewing this video right now. Somebody who maybe played the trumpet or played in a band. Maybe that's why. Maybe they played in the band. And that's why they were never home, because they were constantly traveling for their work. Roadie. Maybe they were a roadie. So they were the ones that took care of the band. Took all care of their equipment. And they were wishing that they had been around more. But I feel that's just who they were. They were somebody who really liked to explore their discomfort zone. They liked to be adventurous and curious about life, but I feel they took too many risks in doing that. Rocker lifestyle can be a little bit adventurous and colorful. So the Fool is coming through strongly, so they almost identify themselves as a fool or the Joker or something. And when they did leave home, it's like they packed really small for how long they were going for. So if they were going for a month or 2 or something, then they would pack like a little overnight bag or a little backpack. So they didn't really load up because they like the efficiency of walk on, walk off. I feel like it could have taken them to some pretty interesting places, and they have a lot of stories. I feel like they like their shoes as well. I don't know why that's coming through, but I'm seeing they had really nice shoes or really nice boots. Okay, why are you connecting with us today? Why are you I feel like they were tall. They were tall, but they were a big energy. They were yeah. This one came out first. So Knight of Wands. Yeah, they may not have stayed in one place for very long. I'm getting drifter for some reason. I don't even know if that's the right word to use, but somebody who just couldn't stay still. They found home life a little boring. They were maybe really impulsive and really passionate about what they did, so that overshadowed everything in their life. Now, they're coming to realize that I feel you've carried a lot of that, maybe a lot of the wishing and the wanting and the hoping that things would have been different with them. Maybe you wish you had more time or you had some second chances with them before they passed. I feel like they were older when they passed, but they were young for their age. For some reason, I'm getting father figure here. I feel they were quite a creator. Or this could be you as well. Now, they're connecting with us because they want to remove some block in your life. Maybe some mental block that you have about your relationship with them. And maybe you wished you could have done things differently. I feel like this has contributed to a little bit of scattered energy for you, where you aren't really sure. Maybe you have a lot of passions and aren't really sure where to focus. You could also be connecting with partners very casually, not a bad thing, but they're getting me to ask you, is this something that you want? Is it worth it? Is it fulfilling? Is it offering you stress, anxiety, fear, doubt? They want you to get really clear about what you want and to unblock something here, the creation of your life, knowing that you have the magic within you to create the life that you want. You don't have to be stuck in a story, in a scenario. You can let go of the pain. And maybe that's part of that forgiveness energy with the judgment, is you have to forgive yourself in order to release the pain. Maybe you have the second chance here to create something new, to go in a different direction, but not so fast that you miss the experience. I feel like they're really highlighting the journey more than the destination. I feel like this person may have been quite impatient when it came to traveling, and they don't want you to be that impatient when it comes to your journey in life. They want you to create and really harness your power, harness your magic, harness your skills into something, because they see big potential for you. But they also see you've been carrying around a lot of pain. Turn your pain into something beneficial. Transmute your pain maybe into your art, your creations. Maybe you are a musician. Maybe they were a musician, so you have that in common. But for some reason, there's a distance. Just coming back to that. There's also duality when it comes to the magician, with this infinity symbol above their head. So even though he's in the reverse, there's still this balance of it's okay. It's okay to be here. And that if you want to experience the opposite of what you're experiencing, to intentionally move yourself into the polar opposite experience. So if you are dealing with pain and heartbreak and you're trying to release that, well, first, time to process it. Take time to process it. and then get really clear about how to move in the opposite direction. So to not sit and stew in the pain and what can't be changed, but to move into what can we change? What can we move into? What can we get excited about? Moving ahead rather than sitting in this Ten of Swords and not being able to release the pain that maybe you've been carrying, that you're feeling, and maybe that's the difficulty in the energies here that I'm feeling, is that you had possibly a difficult relationship with this person, not only because of the distance, but that could have been a contributing factor, but they could have also hurt you in some way. So I feel like they're coming through to acknowledge that, and they acknowledge who they are, they acknowledge their mistakes. And the King of Swords, I feel like there's a knowing here, there's an understanding and a learning. So I don't know if that's what you're going through, or if that's what they're acknowledging, is that they learned a lot, possibly from your connection or the experience. What other messages do you have to share today? Anything specific? One more. So something needs to be transformed or transmuted here. I feel like there's something in your life that has come to a slow decay or a breakdown that you're needing to let go of, or maybe you're moving through that right now. So they are here to share that they are with you through this transition, this transformation that you're moving through. There could be some sense of religion here as well. So I feel like there's a rebellious energy, but there's also a very spiritual person coming through. So while they were kind of rough and gruff on the outside and kind of a rebel without a cause, they were also very soft and sweet, which is maybe why you wanted a closer relationship with them. But the soft and sweet and the attentive and that lovingness was only there when they were around, and they weren't around a lot, so it really hurt you when they left or were absent. Now, again, with this transformation, I feel like maybe you've been experiencing something, some kind of end in your life that has been really difficult for you, possibly because there's a remembrance or a reminder of this person. And so there's almost some flashbacks happening, maybe just some exhaustion of having to deal with something. But I feel there's a new opportunity coming if you're not already experiencing it. This may be the transformation that you're moving through, the darkness. The messages that they have to share today, there's 2 3s here. So there's opportunity for expansion, but not in your social circle. So this might be a switch in priorities that happen over the possible next 3 months, where you're moving away from social situations or being really casual with partners in your life to something that is a little more long-term and committed. Something that you can really put some intention and ambition and vision behind, that you've planned for, that you are going to kind of wait to see what comes in. And I feel you have a lot of opportunities here because there's a focus. You could be opening up your own business, but there's a level of security and comfort that you should be looking for in this process. So to not do things quickly, to give only when you have something to give. And this could mean that your priorities are changing, maybe your values are changing, but you haven't quite seen it yet. You don't quite know what that looks like. Because of this transition, you're moving from one phase of life into another. And I feel like that will become clear once you step into this new creative energy. There's definitely expansion here, something to build up on. So the foundations have been set or will be set for the foundations for something to be built upon. And it's going to be solid this time. but the focus has to be there. The intention and commitment has to be there. And you have to be confident in these actions, confident on your path forward. And I'm hearing, don't make the same mistakes I did. This person could have made some mistakes. I feel like they feel they should have been there for you more. Two cards for reading 2, please. Unleash the wild within. It's beautiful. I feel they really want you to break out, break free from whatever this painful energy is. They want you to share things with the world, possibly your music, your voice. You might be a really good singer. So it's time to explore that, express that in some way. Because I feel like this is a side of you, this talented side of you that almost nobody knows exists until you share it with them. And I feel you are an adventurous soul at heart because of this person. You're inspired by this person, but maybe you don't look up to them in a way that you maybe once did. You appreciate what they brought to the world, but you want to do things differently. So it's all about doing things your way now. And spring, see your seeds grow. So I feel you're in a moment that is defining, is going to be profound for the future. Possibly springtime. We're in the fall in the Northern Hemisphere, so spring is about 6 months away. In 6 months, you could see whatever you plant now. Those could be choices, those could be ideas, those could be intentions. You can see those come to fruition in the springtime. Lavender and wolves could also be something of significance here. Rabbits, for some reason a rabbit farm is coming through, or maybe just a farm with rabbits on it. Maybe you lived in an area, or they lived in an area where there were wolves. Ooh, I'm also getting horses too. So maybe they had horses and maybe pigs, maybe bunnies, dogs. So I hope this was confirming for you. We are going to clear the board now and move on to reading 3. Let's get into the reading. And I'll do my best to get as detailed as I can, but feel free to watch out for symbols that stand out to you. That may act as your confirmation, and also reverse the energies as you see fit as well. Okay, so reading 3, Ancestor, please step forward. No pushing. 3 cards, please. Thank you. Somebody with a very strong love connection here. Yep. It's a love connection coming through. Somebody that you've disconnected with. This could be an ex that you may have, that you had a really loving relationship with, and maybe you found out that they passed. I don't know how recently, possibly very recently. We have 2 aces here, Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. Man, you guys had a very sweet connection, a very loving connection. I'm seeing a trip to Venice. Or I'm seeing you sitting by a body of water on a bench somewhere, maybe feeding ducks or something. A very passionate romance. This could have been a very... this relationship may not have lasted long, but it was so impactful for you. It was so loving. And I'm hearing, so why did we break up? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you didn't break up. Maybe the split or the disconnection happened after they passed. Somebody was a creative, I feel. They were very sensitive, maybe highly intuitive. They could have been really creative as well. Maybe a drummer. Maybe they love to garden. They love nature. Possibly religious. They were really they were really giving. They were a very giving person, very passionate. They showed you with action how they loved you. They were very determined as well, but also very sensitive to the people around them. For some reason, I'm getting like cannonball or dive bombing into some body of water. Maybe they loved water, or maybe they were a water sign or a fire sign, or had both of those in their chart. This could have been a person in the army as well, or a person who maybe in the Navy because of the water. I feel like you guys watched a lot of clouds together. For some, not all. Maybe their nickname was Ace. So maybe their friends used to call them Ace for some reason. Top Gun is coming through. Maybe that was a favorite movie of theirs. Is there an Ace in that movie? I'm not sure. Maybe there's some relevance there. So why are you connecting today? I'm seeing a leather jacket now. Brown leather jacket. And now I'm seeing... Who got a brown leather jacket? What show was it? Was it Friends? No, maybe it was Seinfeld. He bought a brown leather jacket, and then when he turned it inside out, there was some wild pattern on the inside. Or outside. No, inside, which he turned outside. So for some reason, that episode is coming through. And then I think he ends up getting the jacket wet, and it completely gets ruined. So that could be a storyline there for somebody. Oh, wow. Knight of Wands. 10 of Cups. And 9 of Wands. So they see you working hard towards something. They know that you want a family. They know that you want to... I'm just getting a lot of love. So whether they're offering their love to you or they want you to be in love, they want you to love again. They don't want you to be so hard on yourself. I feel like you've taken on a lot of responsibilities. I don't know if that's because of their death or just in life in general. They see you working hard towards a goal. It could be a business. But try to prevent burnout by offering yourself a little bit of pleasure in life, a little bit of rest. They're really giving me the sense that they were quite happy with you, and I feel vice versa. I feel you guys were on your way to really building a happy home. They know that you can move on from this, though, because you have the passion, you have the desire, you have the creativity and the willpower. It may not feel like it, or it may not felt like it when you were going through it, or maybe you are going through this disconnection. But they want you to be happy. They want you to move on and act on your passionate impulses. Because I feel your passion's going to take you far, but there's a moderation energy coming in here with the 9 of Wands. They see that you've gone through a lot, so they don't want you to suffer anymore. They're showing me a Polaroid picture. Andre 3000, who's that band? I think it's Hey Ya. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Not chaos. Chaos could be something. You could be doing a lot of healing, or you could have done a lot of healing at some point. And maybe you're on your way to a happy home, a happier life. Happy life. Two more. Sorry, I was out in space here. Maybe they loved space. Strongest. What messages do you have to share with your loved one today? So we have the Page of, well, first we had the Hierophant, Page of Pentacles. Hierophant in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. There's a lot of brakes being put on right now, and they're kind of calling you out for that. You're putting on the brakes to start something new. There's a new opportunity. There's a change in the wind. And I feel this is changing whether you like it or not. So they're saying to run with these changes, to go with the flow. There's a little bit of surrender energy and doing maybe something a little unconventional. Challenging your status quo, challenging what you know, challenging the routines, the traditions, doing something that is uniquely for you and uniquely by you. There's a new adventure to be had here. There's a resistance. It could be because you're scared to let go of the old. Understandable. But there's an opportunity to rise above the ashes, to forgive yourself, to maybe start an adventure here, whether that is a new business, a new opportunity, something you can commit to, something that you can really focus on. That could be some guidance there to find something to focus on, to switch up your routines and habits, to do things a little bit differently, to shed the old. That could be old beliefs that are preventing you from starting fresh. Could be values as well. I feel there's a lot of scattered energy here, and it could be because there is a lot of things changing in your life at this time. So there's a little bit of chaos. To find your center. The Page of Pentacles, if it had been in the upright, it's very balanced energy, very grounded energy, and this page is kind of getting thrown about. Their priorities are kind of all over the map. Their focus is all over the map. So it's maybe time to really bring things into the center, to find your center, find your ground, take time out, focus on a single thing rather than trying to do everything at once. There's an opportunity that awaits you here, but it's going to be up to you to rise above the old stories, to do something maybe a little bit different, and to move with these changes, to really welcome them in, to not fear them, but to see what it has to teach you. I feel there's exponential growth here. There's profound growth here, if only you are open to that adventure. So 2 cards to end reading 3, please. And I think I did say somebody was a gardener at the very beginning with this Ace of Wands. So gardener energy is coming through again with enjoy growth and reap rewards. So I feel by planting the seed, this Page of Pentacles is the one that plants the seed and puts the effort in to nurture something. I feel that planting that seed is going to be that first step, and then showing up every day a little bit for that thing is going to help nurture it to grow. So it's not about making big leaps and bounds and making huge sweeping changes. This is about those small mindful steps, taking your time, being patient. And apples, the apple tree takes, I don't know how many years before it starts producing. I want to say 5 or 6 or 7. So I feel this is going to be a long-term thing that if you continue to show up for, that you will eventually see rewards, but it's not going to be instantaneous. So to be really patient and compassionate with yourself, be very nurturing at this time as well. And maybe assess what growth you would like to see in the world, in your life. Unlock the magic within. Beautiful. So this is, the magic is within you. Don't forget that. The power is in your hands to create the life that you want to create moving forward. You just have to be open to the adventure, to be open to the unknown, to be open to kind of challenging the way that you've done things in the past. This is where your magic lies, is when you trust in your abilities, you trust in your knowing, you trust and have faith in those steps that you're taking, of not necessarily getting it perfect, but making progress by doing that one thing at a time. So this was your reading, number 3. Let's get into one more, and then we'll call it an evening. For some reason, I'm standing in some strange pirouette. Well, not pirouette. I don't even know what you call it. There's ballet stance where your right foot is forward and your left foot is back with the toe pointed. Somebody could be connected to ballet in reading 4. I'm getting the song Jump. Jump for my love. I don't know. The Pointer Sisters, did they sing that? Okay. Whoever it is, I feel I'm connecting with somebody here for reading 4 that loved to dance, or they are confirming that somebody here that is viewing loves to dance to music. They're very energetic, very peppy, pep in the step I'm hearing. Okay, reading 4. Let's ask this strongest ancestor to come forward for reading 4, please. Identify yourself, please. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I wish I could have been a lion tamer, but I fell for a dancer instead, or I became a dancer instead. So we have the Strength in reverse, the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the Knight of Swords in the upright. This person could have been a Leo. They could have been a fire sign of some kind. I feel like they feel they were weak because they possibly dealt with mental health issues. You don't see it that way at all. Somebody could have been quite sharp with their words, or could have been a writer as well. And could have been very impulsive, very fast acting. Kind of took what they know and ran with it without thinking of consequences. But for some reason, I don't know if you found this endearing. Maybe they had a lot of pain and trauma that they didn't want to face, which was possible connection to the mental health there. And maybe they dealt with their anxiety by always moving. And that could be in the literal sense where they're always moving to different houses, or they were physically moving, so they couldn't sit still. They wouldn't let the grass grow under their feet because they were afraid to face, I want to say face their own shadow, but that might not be right. They were afraid to face some things and come face to face with something. I'm also getting MGM Grand in Las Vegas, the hotel. Maybe they were an impulsive gambler, I don't know. With that Knight of Swords in the mix too, and that energy that came through. Maybe they took a lot of risks. Some of them paid off, maybe others didn't. Maybe the risk-taking, they didn't see how much it affected other people around them. They could have had some issues with anger as well, not sure. Gonna leave that for somebody though. I feel like they said sorry with red roses. I know that's cliche, but that's what's coming through. Or red roses are coming through. Bells. Bells might have some symbolism for you. Something funny is coming through, but it doesn't feel like it should be funny. So it's like you joked about something that shouldn't technically be funny. But I'm hearing you tamed my wild beast. So it's like they're basically thanking you for bringing them back down to earth and being really compassionate with them. Okay, so why are you connecting with us today? Why are you connecting with us today? The Hierophant in reverse. They definitely did things their own way. And maybe you're questioning a lot of things right now in your life. The ways that you have done things. So we have the Hierophant in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Cups in the upright. They definitely want you to open yourself up to love. I feel like there's a lot of protective boundaries that you've put up that have protected you and kept you safe, yes, but it's also kept you blocked. It's also kept you from experiencing certain things in life. It has kept you maybe in the clouds a little bit, where you're not able to figure out your direction, because you need to open yourself up to experience new things in order to figure out who you are and where you're going. And that might be something that challenges you, that challenges your status quo. It challenges what you're used to. And I think that's required in order for you to open yourself up, maybe to possibly love yourself again. Self-love is coming through pretty strongly. I feel you have prevented maybe falling in love or getting close to people, having connections with people, because of something in your past that has hurt you quite a lot. And now it's time to open yourself up to these new experiences, not to open yourself up to everything. Be really discerning about that. But to open yourself enough to the right things and the right people. And that could have been the issue in the past, is that you were vulnerable with the wrong people. You gave your heart to the wrong people. You shared something, you shared your truth with the wrong people, and they were not deserving of that. So it's finding maybe that soul family that you're able to open up to hold space for, and to have them hold space for you. So there is a respect and an honoring of each other's stories, of each other's feelings, and that could be something, whether that is a spiritual family, whether that is friendships or relationships. There's lots of love available, lots of opportunities to be loved. You just have to open yourself up a little bit. And I don't know if that's going to require any healing. You will have to discern that, but what messages do you have to share today? 3 cards. Thank you. 2 more. Thank you. Okay. Very strong messages here. Yep. Very strong. Yes. Super strong. All right. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in the upright. We have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. And we have the 4 of Wands in the upright with the World in reverse at the bottom. Huge cycle coming to a close for you at this moment, which I feel that's why they're around you at this time. They are helping you tie up the loose ends so that you can open yourself up to a new opportunity, something that you can commit to in the long term, something that you can really plant a seed and see grow over a period of time and have it reap rewards without your engagement at some point down the line. Now, this is going to require you to step away from any drama. Anybody that is feeling threatening to your peace, threatening to your mental health, and is kind of fighting for the sake of fighting, you have to step away from that. And not to avoid all conflict either. So to know which fights to be engaged in, and know which fights are futile, and knowing which ones are going to be productive. So keeping that line of communication open, but knowing when triggering starts to happen, or if somebody on the other end is fighting just for the sake of needing to win the argument, right? So there's something to discern there with somebody that possibly is in your life at this time that you need to move away from or lessen your contact with them, because I feel you are moving to a stronger foundation for your future. You are trying to set that up for possibly your long-term future, and maybe that's what this Ace of Pentacles is that there's an opportunity right now to start that process, but you have to disengage with all energies that are keeping you small, keeping you insecure, and keeping you kind of engaged in something that is just simply sucking your energy. Now, the 4 of Wands, yes, so happy home, I feel, is the ultimate goal for you here, and they want you to assess what that looks like for you, to be able to set the intention and to move towards that, to constantly align yourself with that foundation, that solid foundation, that happy home. You could be moving as well. There could be a new opportunity to move into a home, maybe away from roommates that just stress you out, and being in something that is a little harmonious. This could be a new work opportunity, a job opportunity, a business opportunity. Again, something to invest your time, energy, money in. And I feel like this is kind of the chapter that's coming to a close and opening up for you at the same time. There's some big thing that you are wrapping up. And in that wrap up, kind of tying up the loose ends here, I feel like you are going to have a little more vulnerability, a little more freedom, liberation from something that you've been stuck in or carrying around. And I feel like this person is coming through to say you deserve the world. So don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. So lots of confident energy there, lots of motivation, and a big push to step into a really big, beautiful life. There could also be travel involved here. And again, we get more movement, but the world in reverse, there's divine timing that's happening here. So either you are kind of blocking the closure of this, or you just have to wait for the world to come around in order for you. Yeah, okay, Wheel of Fortune underneath. I feel like this is kind of destiny that needs to turn this world upside down or right side up again. But I feel there, in the midst of all of this, there is an opportunity for you to take some action, to plant new seeds, and to create a new foundation for yourself here for your future. So 2 cards to end reading 4. One more. Reading 3 got this card as well. So you might want to check that out. And the snake shedding the old skin. I think reading 3 also got the judgment card here. So definitely I feel a strong pull for you to go check out reading 3. You have the Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within, and I think that magic lies in your vulnerability and in really getting yourself in the right place at the right time. So to prepare yourself as much as possible, to center yourself, to ground yourself, to use all of the magic within you to create the life that you want, to create the stability. What do those things look like? What are those steps that you need to take? And to really be intentional with that action. Again, that could also mean moving away from energies that don't have your best interest at heart and sap your energy, or are only engaging with you for their benefit. And then we have the snake shedding the old skin. So I feel something's falling away here. And that is what this world is all about, is that you are letting go of something pretty significant in order to make space for the new things. So that could be that move, that maybe that home that you spent some time in for a really long time, and maybe you had roommates, and now you're moving away from that comfort and the routine that you have experienced over the last number of years. And now you're maybe moving into independent living, where you're living on your own without any roommates. And that can be a little bit of a scary thing, can be a little bit of a lonely thing too, especially when you're used to being around people. But this is about creating your life in the way that you see fit, in the way that you want. And sometimes that requires us to let go of things that maybe we're not quite ready to let go of yet. But in order for us to grow, there's going to be an intuitive hunch that this is the right time for me to do so, or this is the right time for me to make that decision. And I feel you're kind of in that right now. So I feel this ancestor is just coming through to confirm that, and they are here to help you through this process. So this is going to end all of the readings today, friends. I do hope you enjoyed this reading. You can let me know in the comments if anything resonated, and maybe why, if you feel comfortable. And if you are interested in a personal reading that is not connecting with passed on loved ones, I do have a number of options to choose from. You can find the link for that in the description box. And as always, with gratitude, I'm sending everybody my love, and we will see you in the next video.